Christopher Columbus introduced sugarcane to Cuba during his second trip to the island in the 16th century. Little by little, the native forests were felled to make room for more and more plantations. It was the beginning of the period of the latifundia, with their characteristic architectural style, which included a tower, something like a bell tower. The strenuous work of cutting the cane is still primarily done by hand, and ironically by men between 40 and 60 years of age. They often work up to 12 hours a day, cutting cane with their machetes. The cane field workers hold a privileged spot in Cuban society. They're paid somewhat better than the other positions and receive bonuses to encourage them in their efforts. The enormous Australia sugarcane plant is located a few kilometers away. It was here during the 1961 Bay of Pigs invasion that Fidel Castro was first mentioned. In 1970, Castro relaunched the production of sugarcane, but the U.S. economic embargo made it impossible to acquire the materials needed for new railroads and distilleries. Today, Cuba is the third largest producer of sugar in the world. But even this potential boom to the economy has begun to slow down. The production of sugarcane has decreased by half since 1989 due to the lack of fertilizer, as well as the lack of spare parts for the Soviet machinery and the lack of gasoline. The material is obsolete, and there are no longer any interested investors. Old steam engines from another era are still used, though they've been rebuilt countless times by the employees of the sugarcane factories who've become quite skilled at keeping the old machines in running condition. The fields are burned after the harvest to enrich the soil in the fields. But the island's ecology has been damaged beyond repair, by the deforestation